Hello and welcome to another video. Today's is going to be the start of a new series, and that series is about planes, specifically 20th century planes, fighter planes and stuff, which I'm really interested in. And the first one is going to be about a prototype called the Bristol 133. So let's get started. The Bristol Type 133 was a prototype single-seat, single-engine monoplane fighter armed with 4 guns, metal-skinned, and with a retractable undercarriage, built by the Bristol Aeroplane Co. to an Air Ministry specification in the mid-1930s. The single example crashed before the trials commenced. Air Ministry specification F.7/30 called for a 4-gun fighter with better high-altitude performance and endurance than the current fighters, outstanding climb rate, maneuverability, and all-round vision combined with a low landing speed. A preference was expressed for the use of the experimental evaporatively cooled Rolls-Royce Goshawk engine. None of Bristol's 3 design submissions were chosen for official prototype or orders, but one, the Goshawk engined Bristol Type 123, was built as a private venture contender. At the same time, Bristol started work on a second design to be powered by the company's own Bristol Mercury engine. Powered by a Bristol Mercury radial engine, the Type 133 was a low-wing cantilever monoplane and was the first aircraft intended for RAF service with a retractable undercarriage. It was also the first Bristol aircraft to use stress-skinned construction for the wings, using recently invented Alclad sheets. The wings were of constant chord out to rounded tips and of cranked or inverted gull-wing form. The negative dihedral in the centre section and positive dihedral beyond. The fabric-covered ailerons extended over the whole of the outer wing and could be lowered symmetrically or drooped in lieu, I don't know what that is, of traditional flaps. The horizontal tail was of quite high aspect ratio and I've been watching too much American TV. Aluminium covered, carrying horn-balanced, fabric-covered elevators. The rudder was similarly horn-balanced and fabric-covered. The rear fuselage was an aluminium monocoque, and the forward fuselage was Alclad skinned over a tubular steel structure. The pilot's open cockpit was situated over the wing at mid-chord. The Mercury engine was enclosed in a long chord cowling. One advantage of the cranked wing was that it reduced the length of the undercarriage, making retraction easier. The main wheels of the Type 133 retracted fully into a bath-type fairings under the wings. This was done hydraulically, using a hand pump. 2 of the 4 machine guns were fitted in the wing, just outboard of those on the undercarriage fairing, the other 2 being either side of the nose. The Type 133 first flew carrying the experimental marking R10 on 8th of June 1934, piloted by Cyril Ewins, who was impressed. Testing over the next 8 months produced some modifications, including the addition of a sliding canopy and a crash pylon, better brakes, an enlarged rudder, and the replacement of the tail skid with a castoring tail wheel. Engine exhaust and cooling were also improved. The long-span ailerons were shortened and combined with center section split flaps. The aircraft was almost ready to go the competitive tests of RAF Martlesham Heath when W.T. Campbell entered a spin, with the undercarriage unintentionally down. An irrecoverable flat spin developed, and Campbell had to abandon the aircraft. That was the end of Bristol's interest in the specification F.7/30 competition, which was won by the Gloucester Gladiator. And that is all I could find for this video. I have got an announcement on Saturday, which I will be making. And so yeah, that's all for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and as always,